Attention to detail in a painting is to focus on all areas of a project, no matter how small. It is to complete a piece and to think through and attend all the critical details surrounding it. Now, when you check on your Google and you will see what are the common skills that are required for an artist, the attention to detail is at number 2, if you can see. So that is how important attention to detail is, and that was the thing I have been missing on. I mean, seriously, I was not paying a lot of attention to everything in the painting. As an artist, we have this responsibility of looking around us with wonder and then to put that on canvas and show people not only what we see but also what we know. It is our devotion towards the craft and to the subject in front of us that we try to bring out the truth in front, and by doing so revealing the beauty. There is no particular way to approach art as an artist. Nobody can tell you what you need to do or what you should be doing, but there are certain things that have helped me that might help you too also, in order to have attention to detail in your own paintings. So the number one being concentration. Concentrating on one project at a time or one painting at a time. So oftentimes I find myself being excited about some other project while working on one already. In that case, the enthusiasm to finish this particular piece of work onto which I'm working on is diminished by the enthusiasm of starting something new. Concentrating on one project at a time will help in achieving the kind of detailed work we want to do in that particular project or what we had envisioned when we were beginning out. Great work can be achieved by practice and continuous working on the craft. When I was continuously working on the paintings, and you would have been doing that too, you will find that there are certain revelations and aha moments that we will be getting. One of the most important revelation which I think I got ever is the attention to detail. When you look at the artist you have been admiring from so long, you will see a golden thread running through all of their artwork, and that is their attention to detail. There could be abstract artists also you have been following, but there is certain attention that they are paying to their artwork that makes them different, and that can also be done by you. You have this amazing ability to find what is good for you, and that you can do simply by concentrating on the kind of work you would like to do. The next thing that you can do is prioritizing. In case if you have been working on a lot of projects or you have been creating the works for a gallery or submissions, in that case it will be better and it will give better results if you are going to prioritize your pieces all together at once. Now, as an artist, if we are putting details only onto the portions that are important and leaving the rest of the painting to the viewer to decide on, it is not artistic, it is not creative, but rather vague. We are not here to actually comment on something like that. So try these things out as well on your painting and give a particular time. And again, one more thing is that when you're giving yourself time, you will complete a task in the time you have given yourself. Now suppose you're giving a day to finish a task or a painting, you will finish it in a day. Now if you have given yourself a week, you will not be able to finish that work of art in a week. So try to give yourself smallest deadlines and try to put in as much concentration and as much work into that particular piece of art that you do not regret, giving yourself a little time. So concentrating only on one project could help you a lot. Prioritizing can also help you in advertising and marketing. Now, if you are an individual artist and also trying to market your work into the world, then in that case you can fix some time for your paintings. I would recommend morning hours for paintings because of highest concentration level at that time, and evenings for your marketing and PR. In that way, prioritizing can help you attain certain level of mastery in your craft as well. These are the things that have helped me in my work, and I just thought that this is the right time to share with you all this particular revelation of mine. Till this point in this video, if you find the information useful, do not forget to subscribe and also click the like button. The next thing that you can do is monotasking. Again, that comes to concentrating on one painting at a time. When I say attention to detail, I do not mean that you draw every strand of the hair or you draw something hyper realistically. What I actually mean is proportions, perspective, and anatomy in case if you're putting a human being inside your work of art. Michelangelo once said, "One has to seek beauty and truth, sir. I always tell my pupil to work to the finish. There is only one kind of painting, that is the painting which presents to the eye with perfection. The kind of beautiful and impeccable enamel that you see in Vernice and Titian." The next thing that you can do is taking frequent breaks. After working for so many years doing painting, I have realized that taking breaks could actually help increase your performance. It can help you rest and reset. Working for 1 hour on painting and taking a 5-minute break could help you improve your performance. The perception will improve and also the speed. Sometimes you will work efficiently by taking breaks as compared to working continuous hours together, because at that time you will find yourself working on a single area for longer hours because of mind being all concentrated on that particular area. By taking a breaks, you can have a bigger picture, and then that will help you in the detailing of your work. The next thing that can help you is time for a review. Now suppose you have a work which is ready to be given to the client, but you need to give yourself a window in which you have given yourself enough cushion time so that you can think and do not hurry on editing your projects again. Editing in the sense by making smaller changes in your final project or your painting. Maybe looking at your paintings after a few days can even help you perform better in that work of art. As an artist, we have this kind of responsibility, because when we are working at a professional level and selling our work to a client, and when you think about a client in the way that I'm going to tell you, it's gonna change a little bit of your work style also. Now, when a client is there and he's gonna put your work onto his wall or near him, he is going to see it for a longer period of time, maybe years together. Don't you want your artwork for them to be always mesmerizing and full of details and correct perspective and correct proportions in your painting? Don't you want your painting to be the perfect one? Although beware of perfection, as it may lead to procrastination. I'm not suggesting you to find perfection everywhere. I'm suggesting you to find inner satisfaction. Unless you are satisfied with your work, do not put it out there and do not give it to the clients, because they are going to have it for entire life. You cannot have this reputation inside of yourself that you haven't worked enough on that particular painting. Though painting is never complete, it is always abandoned. These are the words of Da Vinci, but there is a certain level that you must be thinking about in achieving your work. One more thing I would like to suggest is that to follow only one artist and follow the footsteps. Just find yourself one artist, and if you are ready to learn from him, follow him only. There is nobody who can tell you that you have to put details first or at last. You can always work your own way, because painting cannot be taught in a certain way with a step-by-step guide. It is the freedom of a person. If a person is free to create in his own space without the influence of other, he is actually creating art. I do not try to hinder the growth and the freedom of an artist, but I would like to tell them certain things that they can also try, and maybe they can use them if that help them. And now that brings us to our last point, and that is asking for help. Now, if you are an artist who is very very insecure about their work and they do not like the opinions of others on their work, that is okay. That is okay totally, but you can always go to people whom you trust and who always admire you to show the work of art. We as an artist are cursed to not be able to see the faults we are making in our work. That can only improve by practice alone. But just in case, if you have some friends, you can ask for their opinions as well. But that could be a little harder on you at times. One more thing that you can do is keeping a mirror in your room and then checking your work of art through that mirror, and that will give you another perspective to look at the work, and maybe you can see the faults you have been making. Now, this was the most important revelation ever I got, is attention to details, because I think as an artist, mostly we are guided by other artists to not put in details, but when you actually look at the work created by all those artists, you will see fine details in their work. What they mean sometimes is not to put the details all at once. Maybe you can start putting detail from the focal point and then outward. One more thing about the attention to detail concept is that you do not forget the basic fundamentals which I have told already in the video on the focal point. You do not have to completely discard those things. You can work them all together. Plus, you can add your attention to detail conception over on top of that. The way I approach at painting is putting on everything at first and then slowly moving on to details as the last part. But that doesn't mean you have to do that way. You can always give it a try and see which way is working for you. The focal point in a painting is actually the area which is telling the whole story. It is the most detailed portion of the painting. It consider putting details not only into the light areas but also on the shadow areas. When you are blurring the edges, blur them in a professional way. Think about how you will be working as a professional artist on a particular piece of artwork that you have been making, and that way that will give you a clear vision of how you should be approaching your work. The details can also be pushed onto the darker side, that is the shadow side as well, and that is going to make a huge difference in your painting. We as an artist are taking charge and inviting others to look at our work and change their ideas and also to inspire them. Some of the artists are doing that, and you can do that too by constantly working on your craft every day. Don't be disappointed, and I will share you what are the things that have been working for me and have worked for me. So you can join me here or on my Instagram to see more of the kind of work I have been creating. When we are beginning out as an artist, we are generalizing everything and making everything else important in our painting. That shouldn't be the case when you are working on with a focal point in mind and this attention to detail revelation which I got recently. Meanwhile, I have been working on this painting after 2 years. I enjoyed working on it and I wanted to put on all the details possible. Though the painting is not dry yet, and I have been waiting for it to dry. So these are the final shots of the painting. I hope you find some value out of this video, and if you did, don't forget to like this video and share this video with your friends also whom you think this information will be useful. If you want to learn more about art, you can click on the playlist here and see more of these videos here. Do not forget to hit the like button and also subscribe to my channel so that you'll be able to see more videos like this. Thank you so much for watching my video, and I will see you in my next one.